It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Washington Nationals. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Later on, the Dodgers go to Washington for 4, but they have tonight and tomorrow afternoon with Washington, and then Colorado and Arizona. Tonight, we'll pit Ted Lilly, the left-hander. He is 6-10, 1-0 against Washington last year, 4-3 lifetime. Tom Gorsolani, who had a sore ankle, but nevertheless he's pitching. Gorsolani is 2-6. He was 2-1 lifetime against the Dodgers. Beat him last year when he was with the Cubs. Tonight, the memory of a Hall of Fame pitcher will be front and center as we salute the memory and his birthday of Dodger great Don Drysdale. We'll get to that. We'll have the ball game and a whole lot more coming up right after this. By Hyundai. People are talking about Hyundai Uncensored. See what they're saying at mysocalhyundai.com. By Shakey's, where you can get your PCM on. Text MOJO to 99,000 to win a large PCM. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T.
And welcome back, everybody. Another gorgeous night for baseball here at Dodger Stadium. Game 2 of 3. Of course, Washington Nationals and the LA Dodgers with Steve Lyons and Patrick O'Neill. As we get to our Hyundai key to the game, it's Lilly versus Gorsolani. Lilly's got to do his thing. He was good last time out. And Gorsolani hasn't won in a couple of months. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, Gorsolani has really had a tough time with this organization, with the Washington Nationals. But you know what? Why are the Dodgers going to cry for him? There's a lot of people that come out to watch this game. There's a lot of baseball to be left to be played. And this is where really becoming a professional really means something. You have to go out there and play your best baseball right now. Lilly picked it up a notch on his last start. He got the loss in Arizona, but he did pitch well. He got to close to 100 pitches in that game. He went a little bit deeper into the ball game, and he had 9 strikeouts, which is easily his best of the season so far. So keep doing that and jump all over Gorzelani.
Yeah.
Get a win tonight.
And Matt Kemp is one of those guys that can do it because he's been killing lefties all season long. Next home run, 25. Put him in that 25-25 category. So look at Ted Lilly getting ready to take the bump. Vince Scully has the call next on Prime Ticket.
Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday night to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium for Game 2 between the Washington Nationals and the Dodgers. And we've already started off on a major step. That is the fact that we're saluting the memory and the birthday of the late Don Drysdale, who would be 75 today. So Ann is here, his wife, along with his 2 sons, DJ and Darren, and the boys threw out the first pitch in memory and honor of their dad. Don would be 75 today. And for those of us who knew him, saw his boys plus his daughter growing up, it brings back sweet memories. No sad. He had a great life. He was a great pitcher, a great husband and father, and is in the Hall of Fame where he belongs. And on the mound, his number 53, which is retired along with some of the other great numbers in Dodger history and worthy to be retired. He was something. Big D. Meanwhile, we go from memories to the moment. And for the moment, and the Dodgers trying to turn things around, having lost last night against a team they normally beat. Here at Dodger Stadium, they have beaten Washington 13 of 18, and we welcome back former Dodger manager Davey Johnson. And Davey, of course, was here. He was here many times as a player, and he was a terrific player. And it was great to see him and visit with him because he looks a heck of a lot better than he does sitting down in the dugout with the shadows and the hat pulled down over his eyebrows. Here's his lineup. Jerry Hairston, who hit the grand slam last night, is in left field. Danny Espinosa is at second base. Ryan Zimmerman at third, and Michael Morse at first. Jason Worth in right field. Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Rick Ankiel, who had a key double last night, coming in as a pinch hitter. He starts tonight. Ian Desmond bats 8th at short. Tom Gorzolani, a left-hander, on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, left-hander Ted Lilly with a record of 6-10. The 35-year-old is 4-3 against Washington in his career. Faced them once last year and picked up a victory. That was August the 8th of last year. It was only his second start since he was acquired by the Dodgers. So Ted getting ready. Interesting, he is a fellow who throws strikes. In the 32 starts that he has made since becoming a Dodger, he's not walked more than 2 in a game. And at the same time in May, he picked up strikeout number 1,500 in his career. So for Ted Lilly, who pitched very well against Arizona and suffered the defeat, but he had good stuff, struck out 9. You may remember it was the opposing pitcher who hit a home run that eventually beat him. Memories of John Lannon's home run last night. Dodgers with the leather, Rivera, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield. Uribe, Furcal, Miles, and Loney on the infield. And the battery of Ted Lilly and Deanna Navarro. So here come the Washington Nationals in a tough Eastern division. They are only 1 game under 500. However, they are still 13.5 games back of Philadelphia. It is a ball club that is 13-11 against left-handers, but they are very, very much a tougher team at home than they are on the road. Against left-hand pitching at home, they're 10-2. They're also 10 games above 500 at home, but they're a different club on the road. 11 games under, and they're only 3-9 against left-handers on the road. So let's see what they do now. Jerry Hairston will start it off. Appeared as a pinch hitter last night, popped it up, stayed in the game and hit a grand slam. It was his 3rd slam of his career, and he takes the first pitch inside and a 1-ball, no-strike count. So Hairston batting .272, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Swings, pops one foul off to the right of the plate. Loney comes down off first base and makes the catch in front of the Washington bench. So Hairston fouls out, and we have one away here in the first inning. A gorgeous evening. Temperature 71 degrees here at Dodger Stadium. No appreciable breeze. Just a lovely evening at sunset time. The sun washing the scoreboard and a small portion of the bleachers in right field. Everything else in shade. Now here's Danny Espinosa hitting .239. 17 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Danny runs up the bunt, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Danny's been fighting a slump, hitting only .239. Over a 10-game stretch, he's hit just .154. The strike 1 pitch on the way, off speed, missing inside. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Danny Espinosa. Espinosa is a local boy from Santa Ana. Went to Mater Dei and then Long Beach State. Swings way out in front of it. And a count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Danny is an even 6, 190. Just starting out. 24 years old. He knew Rod Dado very well. Justin Dado. He knew the Dado family. The 1-2 pitch is low. 2-2 to Danny. You realize the rapid progress he has made. I mean, he became a pro 3 years ago, and this is his 2nd year in the big leagues. So a rather remarkable young player. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Danny is taken low and away, and a 3-2 count. Espinosa is a switch hitter, naturally batting right-handed against Lilly. From this side of the plate, he's hitting .286. Left-hand side in the 220s. Now the 3-2 pitch on the way, and Espinosa promptly bangs it into center for a base hit. So Danny Espinosa coming back to play before, I'm sure, friends and relatives. Last night he went 0 for 5, striking out 3 times. And the old story, today's another day. So Espinosa, line drive single, and that'll bring up Ryan Zimmerman. Ryan Zimmerman hurt the oblique, and when you hear about a hitter especially, although it really doesn't make any difference, hitter or pitcher, but when they have an oblique injury, they're going to be out a long time. Zimmerman has only played 41 games. Right-hand batter hitting .245. Lilly goes to first. One of the things that Lilly is going to have to contend with, this is a running ball club. Espinosa has stolen 12 out of 14. Then you have Ian Desmond has stolen 20 out of 24. So Lilly again throwing to first. Then you get down to Jason Worth. He's stolen 11 out of 14. So Washington loves to run. They like to bunt. And here is Zimmerman with 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. A healthy Ryan Zimmerman, I guess, would carry the label the best player that they have. Lilly very deliberate, comes to the plate. The fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes to Ryan Zimmerman. And looking at Zimmerman going head to head with Ted Lilly, Zimmerman is just 2 for 12, striking out half of his at-bats against him. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Lilly ready, comes back to the hitter, and it's promptly hit into left field for a base hit. So just like that, the Nationals are in business. They have runners at first and second with 1 out, and their cleanup hitter, Michael Morse, coming up. The Washington Nationals are a young ball club, and they are really going in the right direction. They have some solid players. Davey knows all about the minor league system, and he said they have some terrific players in the minors. Among other things, they have some high-priced talent, and they expect them all to begin to produce next year. And they're thinking down the road, this is going to be quite a factor in the National League East. So Michael Morse hitting .311, 17 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Lilly with 2 on and 1 out. Ted delivers, and it's in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Last night, the Nationals scored in the first inning. Morse doubled in Zimmerman, and then Lannon hit a 2-run home run in the second, and Washington was never headed. So now they're trying to get the drop on the Dodgers, who rarely give up runs in the first inning. They've only given up 24 runs in the first inning all year. Strike 1 pitch coming up to Michael Morse. Right-hand hitter swings, doesn't get it. 0-2 the count. Morse is the fellow who's almost a mirror image of the hitter hitting behind him, and that would be Jason Worth. Morse adopted a lot of Worth's style. He even wore his number 28, and then when Jason came here, he surrendered the 28, and he wears 38. Morse was also born in Jamaica. He became the first native of that nation to play in the big leagues. Strike 2 pitch coming up. And it's a big curveball that drops outside and low. 1-2 the count. Lilly with fine control. Remember, he's not walked more than 2 in a game, though he's always right around the plate. 2 on, 1 out. First inning, no score. Lilly peers in to get a sign. Navarro wigwagging a couple out to him. Now the 1-2 pitch to Michael Morse. Lilly very deliberate, set, ready, deals, fastball fouled away. Got the fastball at 90. Lilly, remember, in his career, 1,500 strikeouts. Michael Morse, 17 home runs, so he brings a lot to the dance. Those 17 home runs, a career high. They got him in a deal from Seattle that sent Ryan Langerhans to Seattle, and of course they've lost 13 in a row. 1-2, Morse tired of waiting and backs out. So Hairston fouled out. Espinosa single to center. Zimmerman single to left. And here's Michael Morse hitting back of him, Jason Worth. Lilly straightens up, trying to get out of the first inning. Left hand is set, whirls, no throw, just to drive Espinosa back to the bag. No score, first inning. Game 2 of the 3-game series. The Dodgers will play Washington 4 more times, but that'll be the first week in September in the nation's capital. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Morse. Slow curveball, and he just missed with that one. Those curveballs are coming up there in the middle 70s, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Michael Morse. Morse 2 for 7 with a home run in the past against Lilly. Michael back up and waiting. 2 on, 1 out, no score, first inning. Out of a stretch goes Lilly again, so very deliberate. Left-handed to the plate, fastball lifted to right field. Going back on it is Efe. It's to the track at the scoreboard. It's off the base of the wall. They will wave in Espinosa. They will hold Zimmerman. And standing at second base on a double is Michael Morse. So Morse, a repeat for the West Coast. He doubled in Zimmerman last night. He doubles in Espinosa tonight. And just like that, the Nationals lead 1-0. Breaking ball, Morse, big and strong, went down to get it, hit it over Ethier's head, and it hit the base of the wall. And finally, Ethier ran it down, but by that time the run was in. So 1-0, first base open, and here is Jason Worth. So Zimmerman standing at third, Morse at second, Worth checking in. Against Lilly, Worth is hitting .267 with a home run. The first pitch to Jason, low and inside, ball 1. Worth hitting .218. He's been a disappointment to Washington. Remember, he signed that huge contract, and he has to take that with him every time he goes on the field. That's a contract that really piles up, 7 years for $126 million. The 1-0 pitch, and that's blistered into left center. That's over the head of Kemp. That will score 2 easily. It's a long double for Jason Worth. And before the chairs are warm at Dodger Stadium, the Nationals lead 3-0. So with 1 out, Espinosa singles to center. Zimmerman singles to left. Morse doubles in Espinosa. And now Worth doubles in Zimmerman and Morse. And for the Dodgers, a grim fact. They've already allowed 3 runs, and they're averaging 2 runs per 9 innings in the month of July. So now the catcher, Wilson Ramos, coming up with a runner at second and 1 out. A tough break for Washington, and a particularly tough break for the individual. Tell you in a moment. Lilly is ready. Ted comes to the plate, and he's low and inside, ball 1. Wilson Ramos is doing a lot of catching, and Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez, is not doing a lot of catching. Rodriguez is on the DL, and he's not ready to come back. He's got a windbreaker on, and he has a bat in his hands, head full of dreams, but that's about it right now. The 1-0 pitch is a tapper to third. Uribe gobbles it up, throws him out, but the run Worth has to hold at second. Anyway, the problem for Ivan Pudge Rodriguez, you know, no catcher has ever had 3,000 hits. None. He was on track. He's now 39, and he needs 158 hits to get to 3,000. Well, being on the DL, that's going to make this 14-time All-Star, 13 Gold Gloves. It might be he'll run out of time. Hope not. The injury really sets him back. And whoops, there goes Worth to third, and he steals it in the blink of an eye. That's one of the things that the Washington Nationals do. They run, and for Worth, he's now stolen 12 out of 15, and he steals third without a throw. So a rough start for Ted Lilly. Strike 1 pitch is in there. 0-2 the count to Rick Ankiel. Ankiel last night had a long double in the 9th inning that eventually led to the bases loaded and led to the grand slam. Rick hitting .234, left-hand hitter. The strike 2 pitch swung on and missed. Down goes Ankiel, and down go the Nationals, but not before they get 3 runs, 4 hits couple of doubles, and even a steal at third, and they lead 3-0. Pitches and 3 runs along with 4 hits and a steal at third, though a very bad way for the veteran left-hander to begin the night. Let's take a look at the Dodger lineup now, trying to get back in the game. Rafael Furcal at short, Aaron Miles at second, then you have Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp. Juan Rivera is in left field, James Loney at first base, Juan Uribe at third, Deanna Navarro behind the plate, Ted Lilly on the mound. On the mound for the Washington Nationals, Tom Gorsolani. He's a Pittsburgh boy. He had one time pitched for the Pirates. He was a second-round pick 8 years ago. Went from the Pirates to the Cubs. While with the Cubs, he beat the Dodgers. He's 2-1 lifetime. So Tom ready to go to work. He is somewhat like Lilly. He is a fly ball pitcher. More fly balls than ground balls. And right-hand hitters have hit 12 home runs against him. First pitch, a fastball in for a strike. 0-1 the count to Rafael Furcal. Rafael hitting 165, hitting about $1.50 right-handed. Strike one pitch is away. 1-1. Gorsolani hurt his ankle in Atlanta. They thought he might have to miss this start tonight, but he said no, he's pitching. And the 1-1 pitch, fastball, smoked into right field for a base hit. Inches by Danny Espinosa's lunging grip. And just like that, Furcal, a line drive single to right. The batter now will be Aaron Miles. And Aaron Miles has had a big year, as you know, especially at the expense of left-hand pitching. Miles is hitting .407 against left-hand pitching. So Gorsolani checking in. Dodgers stacking their lineup with a couple of switch hitters, but they also have 3 left-hand batters. They pitch to Miles in for a strike with Ethier, Loney, and Lilly, and they have 3 switches with Furcal, Miles, and Navarro. Left-hand batters are hitting 133 against Gorsolani. The left-hander Seb looks over at Furcal. Washington leads 3-0 in the first inning. Gorsolani whips a fastball low, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Couple of notes about Tom. With runners in scoring position, the opposition is hitting just 167. In the same spot with 2 out, 188. So he can be very tough. Gorsolani set, looks at Furcal. Now comes to the plate, and a chopper to third, gobbled up, and then Zimmer didn't have a grip. He throws late to second, and he blows the whole play. Ryan Zimmerman had a double play ball, but when he came up with it, he didn't have a grip to throw. When he had to re-grip, I thought he would just go to first and give up the play. Instead, he tried to get 2, and he lost them both. So the hesitation, the re-grip, and the Dodgers get a big break. We'll wait and see the scoring, and Andre Ethier is coming up. Fielder's choice, but there was a lot more to it than that. So the Dodgers, instead of hitting into a double play, have 2 on and nobody out. Andre Ethier checking in against a left-hand pitcher. Gorsolani checks, ready, and delivers, and the first pitch is away. Ball 1, 1-0. Andre Ethier hitting .298. One reason left-handers have brought his average way down. He's hitting .231 against left-hand pitching. Dodgers spotting Washington 3 runs in the first inning. Dodgers are averaging 2 runs a game in July. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's hard and low. 2-0. I haven't seen a real breaking ball yet from Gorsolani. So he's throwing hard and he's paying the price. He's in trouble. 2-0 the count. Last year, left-handers hit .286 against him. He throws hard. Most left-handers do not throw as hard as Gorsolani. He's been clocked up to 95. 2-0 pitch on the way, and Ethier grounds it foul, and the count 2-1. With Gorsolani, you get a fastball clocked up to 95. He has a slider. He has a curveball. We haven't seen that. He has a splitter, and he also has a pretty good changeup. He's in trouble here, and he brings a 2-6 record into the game. 29-year-old left-hander ready, and the 2-1 pitch is swung on, hit into left field, base hit. They're going to hold for call. Down by 3. No sense having an out at the plate. So the bases are loaded, and Matt Kemp coming up, which is another good reason why you want to hold Rafael for a call. So Ethier singles to left, and the Dodgers have loaded him up. Nobody out. Washington leading 3-0. So Matt Kemp, who's been struggling, I'm sure he's weary. I'm sure he's trying too hard. He has 6 grand slams. Most recently, you may remember, he had a slam at Cincinnati. So with 6 of them, he's batting .306. Gorsolani delivers, fastball low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Dodgers trying to get well here, thanks to the double grip of Ryan Zimmerman on what would have been a double play ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Gorsolani again ready and comes back to Kemp, who swings and misses, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So Gorsolani faced with a big challenge. Davey Johnson watching him very carefully. For callers at third, Miles at second, Ethier at first. Kemp hitting .333 against Gorsolani. And the 1-1 pitch with the bases loaded is swung on and hit in the air to center. Going back on the ball to make the play is Ankiel. The runner at third for call tags to score. So Kemp picks 1 up. It's now Nationals 3, Dodgers 1. So now a fly ball to center. The other runners hold. For call coming in. And the batter now will be Juan Rivera. For Matt Kemp with that long fly ball to center, he now has 73 runs batted in. Gorsolani and Rivera. Rivera's had just 1 at bat in the past. Juan is 0 for 1 against him. He struck out. So the Dodgers cashing in the big break. If Zimmerman holds that ball in the first inning, Kemp's fly ball is the 3rd out. Instead, the Dodgers still very much alive. 2 on, 1 out, and a run in. Gorsolani throwing hard, 1 pitch after another. Not throwing high on the chart, right around 89. 1 ball and no strikes. Tom went to either Triton or Triton, and I'm sure he announced it, at junior college in Illinois. Left-hander set, and the 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball, a hopper to first. Nice stop by Morris. They get 1. The return throw turns it into the double play. So Rivera ripped it, and Michael Morse made a wonderful play to get the two that eluded them early in the inning. And at the end of one, it's 3-1 National. Fly ball gave the Dodgers one, and we go to the second inning, 3-1 Nationals, and it'll be Ian Desmond, the shortstop, to start it off against Ted Lilly, who gave up 3 runs and 4 hits in the first inning. Desmond, right-hand hitting shortstop, hitting .228. Lilly ready and deals, and the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Ian a threat if he gets aboard. He has stolen 20 out of 24. Last night, he was on base all 4 times with a single and 3 walks. The strike one pitch to the shortstop is taken in and high. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Desmond had the knack of getting on base last night. Last 12 games, he's been hitting .333. Lilly into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Ian swings right through it. 1-2. So Ted Lilly comes in with a record of 6-10, 1-0 against the Nationals, 4-3 in his career. Left-hander ready, and his 1-2 pitch on the way, and that's taken. Strike 3 called, and down goes Desmond. So he certainly had a quiet at bat. Second strikeout for Ted Lilly, and here comes Tom Grossolani. Grossolani certainly does not have the reputation of being a good hitting pitcher. He has just 1 hit, admittedly a double, but he has struck out about half the time. Left-hand batter, left-hand pitcher, takes a strike, 0-1 to count. Ducking in a couple of scores, Arizona pounding Colorado 8-3 in the 7th inning. Tulowitzki has hit his 19th home run. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Grossolani fouls it away. Miguel Montero has homered and doubled for 5 of the D-back runs. So they're leading 8-3 in the 7th inning. Giants are in the 5th inning. They're holding on to a 2-1 lead against Milwaukee. The Milwaukee run, a home run by Ryan Braun. The next pitch is waved at and missed. Grossolani strikes out. Lilly, remember, struck out 9 in his last game. He has struck out 3 in a row now. And with 2 out, Jerry Hairston will be coming up. Nate Schierholtz doubled home the 2 for the Giants. That's Randy Wolf and Ryan Vogelsong. Giants 2, Milwaukee 1 in the 5th inning. Jerry Hairston fouled out in the first inning. The veteran hitting .271. He was recalled from rehab and reinstated from the DL. the brief time he has really made some noise with his bat. He has a look at his strike. Since coming off the DL, 4 for 6 with a double, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. So he's been on a tear. 0-1 the count to Jerry Hairston. Lilly works quickly, comes back with a curveball but misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Jerry started in the outfield for the Padres last year. Had a pretty good year. 10 home runs, 50 RBIs. 1-1 pitch on the way to the right-hand hitter, high and away. 2-1 the count. You joined us late with 1 out. Espinosa single, Zimmerman single. Morse doubled in Espinosa. Worth doubled in Zimmerman and Morse. And the Washington Nationals had 3. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hairston backs off a fastball. It's inside at the knuckles. Ball 3. Dodgers on a couple of base hits, and the fact that Zimmerman could not get a double play started, and the fly ball by Matt Kemp picked up the Dodger run. So it's 3-1 Nationals, and the 3-1 pitch, Hairston takes low, ball 4. The first walk given up by Ted Lilly. Espinosa, who's single to center, will be checking in. For Lilly, during the year, he has walked 25 and he has struck out 90. Espinosa, the boy from Santa Ana, went to Mater Dei. Danny is 24 years old. He has 6 bunt singles, so they have to worry about that, and Uribe's pretty deep. Espinosa takes a strike, 0-1 the count. He has 17 home runs, 5 of them he has hit against left-hand pitching. You saw Jason Worth steal third in the first inning. Danny Espinosa has stolen third 4 times this year. Here's the strike 1 pitch. Instead, he backs out, asking for time. Of course, you like to run on the bases. You're also liable to be erased. He's been picked off 4 times. Likes to hit early in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Lilly ready and goes to first. Back on the bag is Hairston. Hairston has stolen 2, but he's also been caught 2, so he's not a great factor. Although Lilly is very vulnerable. Gave up that stolen base to third to Jason Worth. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Left-hander deals, and it's low and inside. Espinosa has to get his knees out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike to Danny. With 17 home runs as a rookie, he's right up there. Dan Uggla had 27 his first year. Joe Gordon of the Yankees 25. Tony Lazzari 18. And Danny with 17, along with Jim Baxter, who played briefly for the Dodgers. 1-1 pitch fouled away down the right field line, carrying deep in the lower deck, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count. One thing about the Washington infield, Morse, Espinosa, and Desmond, combined, they strike out a lot. 1-2 the count. Espinosa has struck out 96 times. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Lilly set, but instead goes to first. 2 out, top of the second, 3-1 Nationals. Hairston at first. Washington trying to recover. They've been taking beatings coming to Dodger Stadium since 2005. They've lost 13 of 18 here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There goes the runner, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Ended story for the second inning. So for Lilly, he raised that right leg. Hairston would have stolen the base, but Espinosa strikes out. Ted winds up striking out the side, and it's still 3-1 Washington. Here's 3-1, bottom of the second inning. James Loney, followed by Juan Uribe, and then Deanna Navarro. Loney in there hitting .263 and making a start against a left-hand pitcher. For Loney, hitting just .190 against left-handers. Gorsolani into the windup. Tom Reddy whips a fastball high, ball one. 89 right now has been the ceiling on his fastball. Loney with 4 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Gorsolani comes back 1-0, and it's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So Gorsolani greeted with a third hit for the Dodgers, and the batter will be Uribe. You know, tomorrow is Dodger Cap Day. Dodgers and Nationals at 1:10. Fans will receive a blue and white Dodger cap, compliments of Amtrak. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. So Loney, a base hit up the middle, and the batter is Juan Uribe. Gorsolani set, looks over at first. Now the left-hander delivers, fastball strike at 88. It doesn't seem, and I realize it's very early in the game, but Gorsolani hasn't changed his rhythm at all. It's mostly fastballs, and he's somewhere up around 88, 89. He looks over at Loney, and the strike one pitch on the way. Tom works it low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Took a lot off that pitch. So Uribe hitting .202, 4 home runs, 28 runs batted in, checking with Tim Wallach with Loney at first. Uribe 3 for 6 in the past against Gorsolani, who delivers a big pitch swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Dom Gorsolani trying to give Washington their second win in the series. Now the 1-2 pitch coming up. Left-handed delivers inside in the dirt all the way to the backstop, and Loney will go to second base on the wild pitch. For Gorsolani, that would be his 4th wild pitch. So make no mistake, the left-hander is struggling. Tries to throw a breaking ball, and it goes to the screen. So Gorsolani now has the Dodgers Loney at second base, nobody out. As the Dodgers try to inch back into the game, they were down 3-0. Now it's 3-1. The 2-2 pitch to Uribe is taken inside, ball 3. On deck, Deanna Navarro. 3-2 the count. Gorsolani has given up 3 hits and a run. He has Loney at second base, nobody out. And the 3-2 pitch to Uribe. Left-handed delivers, swung on and missed. So Uribe strikes out, 1 away. First strikeout for Gorsolani. And the batter will be Deanna Navarro. And of course, Navarro, the hero from that magnificent game at AT&T Park on Wednesday afternoon. A tremendous battle between Tim Lincecum and Clayton Kershaw. Navarro hitting left-handed, hit one into McCovey's Cove for the only run of the game. That came in the 7th inning, and the Dodgers held on to win it 1-0. So Deanna has 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, and takes a pitch off the plate, ball 1. Switch hitting catcher, batting 133 right, 209 left, and of course his power has all been from the left side. But they get a right-handed bat in there. Gorsolani looks at Loney, back he comes, and is promptly hit into right field for a base hit. They will stop Loney, and the good throw towards the plate is cut off. So a little fly ball single for Navarro. Loney goes to third with 1 out, and Ted Lilly coming up. So the Dodgers have 4 hits against Gorsolani, who does not give Davey Johnson the feeling that he's really pitching very well. Of course, at the same time, if you look back at the ball hit by Miles, That should have been a double play ball. Ryan Zimmerman couldn't get a grip on it. When he did throw to second, it was way too late. Because of that, the Dodgers eventually scored a run. But now Gorsolani has given up 2 hits and a wild pitch, and Ted Lilly checking in. Lilly has 2 sacrifices. He has a total of 2 hits, one of them a double. Shows bunt and then pulls the bat away. The pitch in the dirt and way off the plate. Ball 1. Gorsolani's biggest year, you'd have to go back to 2007. He was a 14-game winner for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 14-10. But he has never come close to that. 2 years later, he won 6 games. Then last year with the Cubs, he managed to win 7. But he's a left-hander who's been struggling, asking his catcher, Ramos, to go over the signs again. Now plants a left foot with Loney at third, Navarro at first, 1 out. We'll see what Lilly does. Time for the moment. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Nationals, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Gorsolani works more from the first base side of the rubber. Lilly shows bunt, and the pitch to him, he pulls the bat back, and it's in for a strike, and the count 1-1. Michael Morse charging the plate from first. Tim Wallach checking with the skipper, and then flashing the sign along to Lilly. So Loney down the line from third, Navarro at first, 1 out. 3-1 Nationals, second inning. Gorsolani ready, Lilly to bunt, again takes off the plate, pulling the bat back. 2-1 the count. Gorsolani had hit a ceiling of 89, but now last couple of pitches 90 and 91. Pitch to Lilly, he bunts, good bunt, picking up by Zimmerman, the throw to first for the out. Loney comes in and he is safe. The ball juggled by Wilson Ramos. For a split second, it looked like Loney was going to be out, and Ramos unable to hold on to the throw. Loney broke late on the bunt. He had to make sure that Zimmerman threw the ball before he did anything. And then as Zimmerman picked it up and threw, Loney got it to Morris, who fired to Ramos, who blocked the plate only to juggle the ball. He had blocked Loney for sure. So the Dodgers on 2 bad plays, one by Zimmerman and now one by the catcher Ramos, have profited a run each time. And there you have it. They have their 2 runs. And the pitch now in there for call for a strike. So Lilly sacrifice 5-3, and Loney scores. The pitch to for call, he's promptly hit by the pitch, and he'll be going to first base. The last thing Gorsolani wanted to do was hit anybody, and he got him on the left elbow, or maybe a little bit higher than that. For Gorsolani, he has hit 5 batters, so he's a bit of a wild man. And with 2 out, first and third, and here's Aaron Miles. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Nationals, 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers because of 2 shaky plays by the Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman at third for 1, and then the juggle act by Wilson Ramos for the other. So Aaron Miles wearing out left-hand pitching, batting right-handed. Gorsolani delivers and gets it in there. It was Miles who hit the hopper to Zimmerman that should have been a double play. Ryan couldn't get a grip, lost the double play, and then still tried to get the runner at second and threw late down there. 0-1 the count to Aaron Miles. Gorsolani set, the left-hander delivers, and it's pulled foul behind the heels of Gianna Navarro. And 2 the count to Aaron Miles. Nationals 3, Dodgers 2, second inning. Navarro at third base for call at first. Out of his stretch goes Gorsolani, checking the runners at the corners and decides to go over to first. And for call, back on the bag. Raphael has stolen 3. He's been caught twice. Veteran base stealer. Light breeze now blowing out to right field on a beautiful summer's evening. 0-2 the count to Aaron Miles. Gorsolani very deliberate. Now he comes and it's fouled away. Final game of the series tomorrow at 1:10. Jason Marquis will be on the mound for Washington, and the Dodgers will counter with Chad Billingsley. Marquis with a record of 8-4, and Chad Billingsley will bring a record of 8-8. And Chad making his own mental notes right now, watching the game with great interest. 0-2 to Aaron Miles. Gorsolani looks it for call, back with a breaking ball in on the hand, foul back, 0-2. So Gorsolani took a lot off that pitch. With that kind of action, you think it might have been a cutter, but I think it was more like that slurvy slider that he throws. No balls and 2 strikes to Aaron Miles. So for call at first, Navarro at third, 2 out. Dodgers trail by 1. Left-hander's next pitch waved at and missed. It was off the plate, and Miles went fishing, and down he goes. But the Dodgers again on a defensive lapse, this time by Wilson Ramos, get a run. They now trail 3-2. Brought to you by your local Mazda dealer. Nationals lead the Dodgers 3-2. A promotional event. It looks like someone might win a motorcycle, and the folks are up on top of the grassy knoll, the back wall of the Dodger bullpen. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Nationals. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. You know, the Dodgers scored over 4 runs a game in June. They have scored 2 runs a game in July. And the 2 runs they have tonight only because of Washington misplays. Here's one of them. Ryan Zimmerman singled in the first inning. Ryan batting .250. Lilly ready, delivers, fastball strike, and the count 0-1. There are 2 Zimmermans on the club. Jordan, a fine pitcher, and Ryan, a marvelous player. He signed a 5-year deal, so he's going to be there all of next year as well. He takes high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan had an absolutely premier year in 09 and again in 10, establishing himself as one of the stars in the league. 1-1 pitch on the way, and he fouls it off. In 09, He had 33 home runs, 106 runs batted in. He was an all-star. He won his first Gold Glove. He won his first Silver Bat. Came back the next year with 25 home runs, and he hit .307. But he's been bothered by that oblique injury to the rib cage this year. 1-2 pitch is fisted in the air down the right field line. Ethier going to have to play it on a bounce. So Zimmerman, a pop fly single to right field. And the batter will be Michael Morse. So Zimmerman 2 for 2. That is hit number 5 against Ted Lilly. Lee has also struck out 4 while walking 1. Michael Morse doubled over Andre Ethier's head in the first inning. It hit the base of the right field wall. First 37 games, he hit 2 home runs, and he has exploded now. 15 home runs in his last 51 games. Michael Morse, 6'5", same size as Jason Worth, little heavier, 225, and swings and fouls it back, 0-1. At least 38% of the time, Michael Morse will swing at the first pitch. Of his 17 home runs, 5 have been hit against left-handers. 12 of the 17 have been hit on the road. He is a very consistent hitter where the team is not. He's hitting .315 at home, .313 on the road. 0-1 the count to Michael Morse. Lilly ready, here he comes, and that's taken for a strike, and the count 0-2. So Michael Morse, 29 years old, born in Jamaica, lives in Plantation, Florida, originally signed by the White Sox. Lilly ready in the strike 2 pitch on the way, and Morse fouls it off. Oh, Michael is still there. No balls and 2 strikes. Michael Morse was with Raul Ibanez, and they were teammates in Seattle. And Ibanez said to him, you know, you remind me of Jason Worth, a late bloomer. Well, boy, from that minute on, Jason Worth was somebody he idolized. We told you he wore number 28, and then all of a sudden Worth joins him, though they swapped jerseys. Ryan Zimmerman held on by Loney. We're in the third. Nationals 3, Dodgers 2. Lilly peers in, now straightens up. 0-2 the count. Big off-speed breaking ball, but not much break to it. 1-2 the count. That thing got up there at a leisurely 73 miles an hour. 1-2 to Michael Morse. He doubled to drive in a couple, and then Worth doubled to drive him in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Lilly ready, comes to the hitter with a breaking ball outside and high, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Morse backs out for the moment. Washington 13-11 against left-hand starters, but struggle against them on the road. 2-2 pitch, and there goes Zimmerman. The pitch is low, the throw is late, and another stolen base. That, of course, is the plan for any team going up against Ted Lilly. He just has never been able to hold runners on. So with 2 stolen bases already in his career, 167 stolen bases. The league has a stolen base success ratio of better than 82%. Now the 3-2 pitch to Michael Morse. Lilly delivers fastball and a fly ball, very playable. Looking up for it as Matt Kempe lost it, but now he finds it. He had both hands high in the air, and I just thought he was getting ready to bring them together. And then all of a sudden you saw him panic, and then he spotted the ball and made the catch. Must have been up in the lights. So Morse, a fly ball to center, 1 away. Yeah, there it is if you're watching on television. Where are you, ball? Oh, yeah. There you are. I got it. That must be a terrible feeling, especially with a man on base. Ball hit up in the air, and where is it? At this time, it's 8:07. The lights have taken effect, but perhaps not enough. Or then again, that was just in the light tower. So here's Jason Worth. He doubled to drive in a run. You have Zimmerman with a stolen base at second. And they're going to walk Jason Worth and go after the catcher, Wilson Ramos. A little early to see intentional walks. However, when you realize the Dodgers having so many problems trying to score, they'll go after Ramos. Ramos last night 0 for 4, and Mattingly saying it just doesn't make any sense to pitch to Jason Worth. We'll try and use the catcher as the out man and get out of the inning. So in a moment, Jason Worth will be at first, Zimmerman at second, one away, and Ramos coming up. Be sure to join the Dodgers July 31st, 1:10. They'll be playing the Diamondbacks. Fans will take home their very own Dodger sports bag, compliments of United Airlines. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. All right, first and second, one out, third inning. Ramos hitting .246. He does have 9 home runs. So the catcher checks in and waiting. Lilly ready and delivers. Fastball fouled away. 0-1 the count. Ramos from Venezuela, but he has a certain connection with one of the great Dodgers of many years ago, Pete Reiser. When he was with Minnesota last year, Ramos went 4 for 5 in his major league debut, and the next day he went 3 for 4, becoming the first big leaguer to have 7 hits in his first 2 games in the big leagues in 68 years. He fouls it away 0-2. The last man to do it was a fellow named Manny Fernandez of the 42 Boston Braves. Then he went to Banning High in Compton before making it to the big leagues. And then the war came. Manny went away, and so did his career. 0-2 the count to Wilson Ramos. Lilly ready and delivers. The catcher swings, raises a fly ball to right center. Kemp on the dead run is going to one-hand it. Tagging up at second and on his way to third is Zimmerman, and he's in there. So Ramos, a fly ball to right center.
For the Nationals, center fielder, number 24.
First and third, 2 down, and Rick Ankiel coming up. Just to conclude the thought, Manny Fernandez was traded to the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1948 for another young player who showed promise, Pete Reiser. Pete Reiser was the, how could I put it, almost an earlier Mickey Mantle. He ran like the wind. He was a switch hitter. He had power from both sides of the plate. In fact, when he was 22 years old, he won the batting title. He hit .343. Ankiel takes inside ball 1, 1-0. Pete Reiser crashed into so many walls in Ebbets Field and on the road. Broke his ankle just stepping back on first base. First and third, 2 out. Ankiel fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know how they talk about actuary tables in insurance, and some people are truly accident prone. If you check Pete Reiser's past, he was accident prone. And even when his playing days were all over, barbecuing in the backyard, he had a propane grill blow up in his face. And what a sweetheart of a human being. 1 ball and 1 strike. So some players are blessed with the ability and then the longevity. They can play for 20 years. Others have the ability, and then all of a sudden it's pulled out from under them. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up to Ankiel. Fastball, line foul. Deep in the lower deck, down the left field line. 1-2 the count to Rick Ankiel. One and 2 the count Rick just turned 32, lives in Florida. The 1-2 pitch coming up. Lilly ready, delivers, and it is fouled at the plate. So the count stays 1-2, and the runners stay at first and third. We were talking earlier last night about how some players have to grow up in a hurry, like Ryan Zimmerman down the line from third, whose mom was confined to a wheelchair. He was only 16, so he and his brother had to clean and wash and cook dinner and do all kinds of things. Ankiel can tell you when he grew up in a hurry. Found out his best friend was killed in an automobile accident. He was 13 years old. The 1-2 pitch popped up back at third. Coming to the stands is Uribe, but it's back in the crowd. As Rick said in the beginning, when you get the news, you kind of shake yourself and hope it's a dream and that you'll wake up, and you don't, and then it hits you. And he said, I grew up a lot faster than I ever would have, except for that horrifying news. 1-2 the count to Ankiel. Nationals at first and third, 2 out. Washington leads 3-2. Lilly ready, comes to the left-hand hitter, and it is hammered down the right field line. One hopper banging off the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes Jason Worth, and he's going to score. Rounding second and scurrying back is Ankiel with a 2-run double, and the Nationals lead 5-2. By the way, that's the 3rd double against Lilly in 2 2/3 innings. Big curveball, and Rick just jumped on it and nailed it. So Ankiel doubles to right. That chases home both Zimmerman and Worth, who was walked intentionally. So the Dodgers were down 3-0. Got it to 3-1, got it to 3-2. Now they're down 3 again. 5-2 Washington, and the batter is Ian Desmond. Lilly out of a stretch. Ted ready. Here he comes, and he works a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. So that big rainbow curve, Ankiel, as the players say, just waited on it. Perhaps grammatically incorrect, but it cashed in with that line drive double. 0-1 to Ian Desmond. Right-hand batter. Lilly comes back, works it too far inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ian Desmond. Had a shaky night last night defensively. Desmond, originally signed by the Expos. Last year he hit 269. Runner going to third. Little ground ball. Furcal picks it up, throws too late, and coming to the plate for another run is Ankiel. And just like that, the Nationals pick up another run and lead 6-2. Again, they were taking advantage of Ted Lilly's inability to hold a runner on. So Ankiel was in the act of stealing third. The slow roller for Call is going to throw late to first, and under a full head of steam, Ankiel makes it to the plate without even a throw from Loney. So that's a brilliant play, as Ankiel winds up scoring from second on an infield single. It is 6-2 Washington. Gossolani a little ground ball to Miles, and there is the elusive third out. But not before another tray goes up on the board. And at the end of 2.5 innings, Nationals 6, Dodgers 2. Is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try a 2-piece leg and thigh combo with 2 small classic sides and a drink for $5 at El Pollo Loco. By Corona and by Time Warner Cable. Bottom of the 3rd inning. It is 6-2 in favor of Washington. And Tom Gorsolani ready to go to work. Rick Ankiel in center field, exciting the crowd, trying to steal third for the second time. Worth stole third in the 1st inning, only this time Ankiel didn't stop at third, was able to score on an infield single. 6-2 Washington. The pitch to Andre Ethier, breaking ball away. 1 ball and no strikes to Andre. 2 home runs in his last 23 games, so he's hung at 9. Swings, doesn't get a pitch, in the count 1-1. So Gorsolani has to have his spirits revived. Poor defensive play got the Dodgers back in the game. Fastball is swung on and missed. The lapses of Zimmerman and the catcher Ramos. But now the hitters come right back with 3 and give him a 4-run lead. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, got him looking, and down goes Ethier. So 1 out in the 3rd inning. Left-hander just starting the curveball at Ethier, and it breaks on the plate, and he's just locked in. So down goes Andre Ethier. That would be the 3rd strikeout for Gorsolani. And the batter, Matt Kemp, came up with the bases loaded in the 1st inning. Had a sacrifice fly to straightaway center. He's an Iron Man, but it takes a lot out of even the strongest. He played every game last year. He's played all 100. In case you forgot, this game tonight is game number 100. The 1-0 fastball is hammered to center. Ankiel makes a full turn, but it's over his head, bouncing back towards the infield. Matt, down by 4, will hold on at second base with a double. So Matt Kemp unloads. And with 1 out, Juan Rivera will be coming up. Fastball out over the plate. And Kemp drove it over the head of Rick Ankiel. Of course, last night, you may remember, Ankiel drove one over Matt Kemp's head. So turnabout is fair play. Each winding up with a double at the expense of the other. So now, Juan Rivera, who grounded hard to first baseman Michael Morse, who turned it into a double play. The Rivera 0 for 1, but he hit it really hard. Juan batting .250. Gorsolani looking at Kemp, comes to the hitter, works it down and away, ball 1. Well, maybe the Dodgers will get the idea. Washington running on Lilly, stealing third once, about to steal it a second time. Zimmerman keeps looking down at Kemp. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Gorsolani delivers, and that's hit in the air to center. Here comes Ankiel. It's on a hop, so it'll be a fly ball single, and Matt Kemp holds up at third. So that's baseball for you. Rivera can't hit the ball much harder in the 1st inning, and he grounds into a double play. Now he hits a little fly ball that drops for a base hit. Might have hurt his elbow swinging. So a pop fly single. And the Dodgers have runners at 1st and 3rd, 1 out, and James Loney coming up. Dodgers 2 runs and 6 hits. So 1st and 3rd, 1 out, 6-2 Nationals. Only in the 3rd inning. Loney singled in the 2nd inning, so James 1 for 1, hitting .200 against left-handers, and takes a pitch down and dirty, blocked nicely by Ramos. Ball 1, 1-0. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Nationals, but 2 very poor defensive plays. Dodgers 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. 1 ball and no strikes to James Loney. Gorsolani set at the belt. Tom comes back, and the fastball is low, ball 2. So for Gorsolani, he's pitching the kind of a game where you have to believe there are not enough runs. Led 3-0. Now he leads 6-2 with the Dodgers hanging after him first and third with one out. Loney followed by Uribe in the lineup. Gorsolani ready. Left-hander's 2-0 pitch is taken outside, so he's one pitch away from loading him up. I'm not sure if his ankle is bothering him. Remember, we mentioned that he was questionable to pitch tonight, but he said he wanted to pitch, so Davey gave him the ball. Uribe waiting. 3-0 the count to Loney. Matt Kemp down the line from third. Juan Rivera at first. One away. And now Loney's not sure about the 3-0 count. He's going to walk down and talk to Waller. Oh, okay. Now we'll see. Of course, that's perplexing when you get to your 100th game and you're not sure of the sign. That gives the manager a sinking feeling. 3-0 the count to James Loney. Gorsolani out of his stretch, looks at the runners. Here he comes. It's taken for a strike. 3-1. Wallach looks in, gets the sign, passes it along to Loney. 6-2 Nationals, but we're only in the third inning. Looks like it's going to be kind of a Pier 6 brawl here. 3-1 pitch to Loney is swung on, a fly ball to right field. That should be plenty deep enough to get Kemp home, and the throw will go into second base. So scoring is Kemp. Loney gets a RBI, and the National lead is back to a 3-run lead, 6-3. So James Loney has a base hit and an RBI fly ball. He now has 32 runs batted in. That's the second out. You have Rivera at first, and here's Juan Uribe, who struck out in this second inning. Uribe waiting. Gorsolani set, comes to him and works it at his feet. Ball one. Another nice pick by Wilson Ramos, and another new ball put in play. Uribe making his 53rd start at third base. 1 ball and no strikes. Gorsolani delivers, and it's foul back. Talking about third base, Don Mattingly was talking about Casey Blake before the game, and he said Casey's actually not as good as he was yesterday. He took a step back after the work he did yesterday, so we assume that means that Casey's neck is still bothering him. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Uribe, low with a fastball at 90, and a 2-1 count. Tom Gorsolani. Gorzellanny. 2-1 pitch fouled off. 2-2 the count to Juan Uribe. Nationals got 3 in the first. Dodgers came back with 1. Dodgers came back with another in the second inning. Nationals got 3 in the third to lead 6-2, and the Dodgers have scored once here in the third, and it's 6-3 Nationals. Gorsolani has made 53 pitches, and his 2-2 pitch on the way, and Uribe fouls it off. So 54 pitches now. So he's made 18 pitches here in the third inning. Struck out Ethier. Kemp doubled over Ankiel's head. Rivera singled him to third. Loney's fly ball picked up Kemp. Now here's Uribe with Rivera at first. And the fastball hit in the air, slicing to right center. Ankiel's going to have to play it on a bounce. Knocks it down, gets it back to the infield. And Uribe comes up with a single to right center to keep himself above 200. He was hitting 201 when he got that hit. So the fly ball single, and the Dodgers are still after Gorsolani. It's going to be a real question mark for Gorsolani and Lilly whether either one will get to the 5th inning. Now the batter is Deona Navarro. He singled to right field in the second inning. And Lilly will be next up. So 6 runs, 7 hits for the Nationals, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Gorsolani ready in the dirt, gets behind Ramos, down to second base goes Uribe. Holding at third is Juan Rivera. We're just watching to make sure that was indeed in the dirt. Went off the glove of Ramos. So let's see. It's going to be called a wild pitch. But, you know, just because the pitch is in the dirt, that doesn't mean it has to be a wild pitch. So that means Navarro will be walked intentionally, and they'll take their chances with Lilly. So it's been that kind of a game. We haven't finished 3 innings. We've had 14 hits, 9 runs. We've had 2 intentional walks already. And here comes Lilly, who's sacrificed. Gorsolani is hanging on, so is Lilly. 6-3 Nationals, 3rd inning. Lilly sacrificed in the 2nd inning. Trey Hillman, Rick Honeycutt, Don Mattingly sweating out the fact every time the Dodgers get close, the Nationals pull away again. So here's a golden opportunity. Bases loaded, 2 out. And Lilly at the plate looking for his 2nd RBI. When he sacrificed in the 2nd inning, he wound up being credited with a run batted in. Remember, Loney scored from third while they were throwing Lilly out at first. And the first pitch taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. Gorsolani laboring now, has made 60 pitches. Left-hander ready, and his strike 1 pitch, and that's in the dirt. Another nice save by Ramos. Ross Detweiler, a left-hander, gets up in the Washington bullpen. As we said, neither pitcher looks like he's going to be around for 5. Gorsolani's 1-1 pitch to Lilly is taken low, ball 2. 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on. Line drive, base hit. In comes 1. In comes 2. Lilly is on his way to second. Stopping at third is Navarro. It is 6-5 Nationals. If I ever saw a pitcher hanging on by a thread, it's Tom Gorsolani. It is 6-5 Nationals as Lilly comes up with 2 RBIs with the base hit to give him 3 RBIs in this game. A diving try by Espinosa, but he couldn't make it. It was finally blocked by Jason Worth. Steve McCaddy on his way out to the mound, so let's see. Gorsolani twice has been given 3 runs in the first inning and in the third, and he's seen 5 come back home for the Dodgers. So he is hanging on by a thread, and the Dodgers have runners at second and third. They could even go out in front if Rafael Furcal can come up with something. So timeout. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Nationals. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. And we're only in the third inning. Rafael Furcal singled to right and was hit by a pitch. We have Deanna Navarro at third, and Lilly is at second. So Tom Gorsolani battling to stay in the game and to hold on to a lead. And Furcal trying to knock him out right now. The left-hander delivers low with a fastball, ball 1. When Gorsolani came in with a record of 2-6, he also brought in an ERA of over 4, and he's promptly behind 2-0 to Rafael Furcal. So for Davey Johnson, exercising a great deal of patience, The 2-0 pitch, hard ground ball. Zimmerman stays with it, throws him out. That's one of those pitches, get the married men off the infield. Oh, was that thing ripped? And Zimmerman stayed with it. So Gorsolani walks off, bloodied but unbowed. It's 6-5 Nationals. Prime Ticket is brought to you by K-Swiss Tubes, the official shoe of muscles everywhere. And by Chase, deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. A wild Saturday night at Dodger Stadium as we move to the fourth inning. The Nationals lead 6-5. They led 3-0 and 6-2. Ted Lilly has driven in 3 runs tonight. The last time he had an RBI was over a year ago. So into the fourth inning we go. Hairston, Espinosa, and Zimmerman. I don't know how long Gorsolani's going to be in the game. They're heating up somebody in the bullpen, even though the inning is over. Gorsolani made 66 pitches in 3 innings. Strike. Hairston fouled out and walked. Jerry hitting .271, 4 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Off speed, floats high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Birthday boy sitting down in the Dodger bullpen. Hung-Chi Kuo. That's ball 2. Hung-Chi Kuo celebrating his 30th birthday today. Ross Detweiler, the left-hander, is still throwing in the bullpen, and you have the idea maybe he'll be coming in. That's ball 3 to Hairston. For Lilly, he has walked 2, 1 intentionally. 3-1 to Hairston. That's a strike. 3-2. Nationals did what you expect. They've stolen 2 bases in the first 3 innings and would have had another stolen base when Ankiel took off for third and then scored on an infield single. 3-2. Line foul down the line. Couple of scores. Arizona pounded Colorado into submission. Arizona 12, Colorado 3. Miguel Montero drove in 5. Justin Upton drove in 6. A rout for Arizona. 3-2 to Hairston. And he hits it right at Kemp. 1 away, and Danny Espinosa coming up. They're in the 8th inning up north. Giants 3, Milwaukee 2. Ryan Vogelsong stands to win, even though he went only 5 innings. He made 104 pitches in 5 innings. Sergio Romo is in there in the 8th. Giants 3, Milwaukee 2. Danny Espinosa singled, scored a run, and struck out. Oh, and 1. Six runs, 7 hits for the Nationals, 5 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. 0 and 2. Lilly struck out the side in the 2nd inning. He has 4 strikeouts. 0 and 2 to Danny Espinosa. Espinosa, local boy, Santa Ana, went to school at Mater Dei, then went on. He was the shortstop following Troy Tulowitzki at Long Beach State. Talk about a tough act to follow. On the inside corner, strike 3 called. Danny shaking his head, annoyed at the call by Andy Fletcher. So 2 out in the 4th inning. Espinosa biting the bullet. You know he wants to holler at the umpire. Strikeout number 5. And the batter now, Ryan Zimmerman, single to left, single to right, has stolen the base. He has scored 2. And a strike. Ryan, 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. And a ground ball to the left for a call. Good pick. Turns, throws, gets him. Nice play by Raphael. And for the first time tonight, the Nationals are retired in order. And at the end of 3 1/2, 6-5 Nationals. Don Drysdale, one of the great figures in Dodger history. It would have been Don's 75th birthday today, and celebrating his wife Ann Myers Drysdale, along with his sons DJ and Darren. Their daughter just graduated high school, Drew. She's traveling in Europe. And his number written in the hearts of all of us who will never forget him as a pitcher and especially as a man. He was something special. Meanwhile, a new pitcher, and that really doesn't come as much of a surprise because for Tom Gorsolani, it looked like it was a tremendous effort from the get-go. So he gives way to Ross Detweiler. a left-hander out of St. Louis, Missouri. Big fella, he's 6'5", about 174 pounds. First came up to Washington 4 years ago and starts a strike against Aaron Miles. 0-1 the count. Left-hander, 25 years old. And his strike one pitch hit down the line foul, 0-2. Detweiler with a record of 1-0, but this is only his 4th game. So he's just been called up. 9 innings, walked 3, struck out 5, and an earned run average of 3.8. Check swing, but strike 3, and down goes Miles, having unusual struggles tonight. 0 for 3 against left-handers. Because remember, he was hitting over 400 against left-handers coming in. So 1 away, and here's Andre Ethier. A couple of notes about Don Drysdale, not to get involved in the play-by-play, but this is a special night. Don made his debut at Ebbets Field. Opening day in 1956, he was all of 19. Ball 1. Robin Roberts went the distance and beat Don Newcomb 8-6. Drysdale was the 5th pitcher in that ball game for the Dodgers. Starting the top of the 9th inning, they brought him in to get his feet wet. He retired the first batter. That was Del Ennis on a foul pop fly to Gil Hodges, and he pitched a scoreless 9th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Drysdale, when he retired in 1969, was the last remaining Brooklyn Dodger. And in his tremendous career, Drysdale never missed a start. He was also a remarkable hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. Drysdale had 29 home runs, second to Warren Spahn in National League history. Ross Detweiler working on Andre Ethier. Good curveball for a strike. In 1965, Drysdale achieved the rare feat. He won 20 and he hit 300. Fastball, 3-2. Fastball at 93. Don Drysdale won the Cy Young Award in 1962, entered the Hall of Fame 1984. He was a member of the World Championship clubs in 1959, 63, and 65. So just a couple of notes on one of the great Dodgers, Don Drysdale, and a salute to his wife Annie and his 2 sons and daughter. Fouled away, still 3-2 to Andre Ethier. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Nationals, 5 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. And half swing, strike 3. So Miles and Ethier strike out. 2 strikeouts for Detweiler. And the batter will be Matt Kemp. Breaking ball, Ethier just tied up. I always wonder every time a left-hander faces him why they would ever throw a fastball for a strike. I mean, you're going to throw one once in a while just to make him think of it. But it's tough because you just don't see that many left-handers. So here's Kemp. Ball 1. Matt had the sacrifice fly to score for Call in the first inning, doubled and scored a run in the third, hitting .308. 1-1. .65 Nationals. Bottom of the 4th. 2-1. Fastball hit just foul outside of third. Great effort by Ryan Zimmerman to come up with it. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Tomorrow, Jason Marquis and Chad Billingsley, the final game of the series. Dodgers then will settle in, waiting the arrival of the Colorado Rockies Monday night. 3 with Colorado next Thursday, an open date, and then next weekend with Arizona. Off-speed pitch, dropped down to 80. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Ross Detweiler in relief of Tom Gorsolani. Two and two. Fastball and a towering foul ball. A trio looking over, and it comes back, and it's caught by Jason Worth. Boy, was that thing up in the air. So the Dodgers go in order. First time tonight, the entire 4th inning in order, 6-5 Nationals. Favor of Washington with Michael Morse, Jason Worth, and then Wilson Ramos. Michael Morse doubled to right field over Andre Ethier's head and flied to center. He has a base hit and a run batted in. And then Worth doubled him home. And a strike. Order restored in the 4th inning. The Nationals went out in order, and then so did the Dodgers. So it's still 6-5 Nationals in the 5th inning. One and one. And a hard base hit to left field. So Morse 2 for 3 as he singles to left. Jason Worth coming up. Time to get you thinking.
For the Nationals, number 28.
And here's
Jason
tonight's
Worth.
trivia question. Which 2 ex-Dodgers are the only players ever to play over 1,500 games for the Expos and now Nationals? 2 ex-Dodgers. That's a little tough. Jason Worth is a little tough. Doubled, walked intentionally, has stolen third, scored a run. Morse over there at first. They've burned Ted already with stolen bases. And a strike. Morse is one of the few Nationals who does not do a lot of running. He has 2 stolen bases, but he's been caught 3 times. 0-1 to Worth. Jason hitting .220. 1 ball and 1 strike. Worth came into this game with 50 walks, and he picked up another one. So he leads the Nationals as far as walks are concerned. Last couple of games, he's acted more like the Jason Worth of last year, but only for a couple of games. 1-2. The Nationals feel that he's just going through an awkward year because of the huge contract. Coming into this season, Jason was one of just 2 players to increase his slugging percentage in each of the last 4 years. The other, Scott Rowland. But that's going to end, I believe, this year. Rowland, by the way, just went on the DL. One ball and 2 strikes to Jason Worth. Gives you that big strike zone. He's 6'5", 215. Fouled away. Still 1-2. So Morse is 6'5", 225. Worth is 6'5", 215. Jason way back was a first-round pick by the Orioles. Never made it to Baltimore. 1-2. Down he goes. So Jason Worth continues to puzzle the Nationals, not to mention the fact he's puzzling himself. Striking out for the 96th time. 1 out. And now Ramos, the catcher. 6 strikeouts for Ted Lilly after striking out 9 against Arizona. Ramos grounded to third, flied to right. Ramos hitting .245. And a strike. Lilly now has made 89 pitches. Grossolani made 66 pitches in the first 3 innings, so you knew Tom was not going to be around very long. 0-1. A shot to first. Morse back on the bag. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a lot to tag, of course, when the runner is 6'5". Loney checking the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ted Lilly with a record of 6-10, beat Washington last year, and 4-3 lifetime. One and 1. Fouled off. We mentioned earlier about the fact that Pudge Rodriguez is still on the DL, still can't play, and will not be able to play for a while longer, which is why Ramos is in there. Rodriguez was only hitting .214. He had 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in, and all he can do is stand in the corner, make believe he's up there with a bat in his hand. They also serve who only stand and wait. 1-2. Fly ball to right field. Ethier should get under it. 2 down. Morse back to first. So the batter now, Rick Ankiel, and for Ramos, he is fit to be tied. 0 for 4 last night. 0 for 3 tonight. 0 for 7. And he has hit 4 fly balls to right field. Ankiel struck out and doubled to right. His double drove in Zimmerman and Worth. and then he scored while he was trying to steal third on the infield single. Little foul ball. Navarro has a play. He's got the ball, and that will do it. A leadoff single by Morse, and they lead, Michael. So at the end of 4.5 innings, Nationals 6, Dodgers 5. Mattingly and Honeycutt talk to him. Blake Hawksworth begins to warm up in the Dodger bullpen. For Lenny, he would be due up 5th in the inning. So it looks like they're telling him if they get anything going, they'll bat for him, but we'll see. 6-5 Nationals, and the Dodgers will have Rivera, Loney, and Uribe. Rivera hit the ball very hard, grounded into a double play. Then hit a little flare and dropped for a base hit. So in his case, maybe the scales balance out. 1 ball and no strikes. Juan hitting .280. Little ground foul. Ross Emery Detweiler is his full name. He had 3 years at Missouri State. He majored in a hospitality restaurant administration major. Didn't affect his appetite. He's 6'5", but he's only about 175 pounds. Ground ball up the middle. Desmond is on it. Bouncing the throw. It gets away from Morse, backed up by Ramos. So Desmond gets to the ball. He didn't have to hurry. Rivera does not run well at all. And then Michael Morse, who at one time played shortstop, couldn't play first base on that play. It will be an error charge to Desmond. He made 2 errors last night. So the error puts the potential tying run aboard. And the batter will be James Loney. So there have been a couple of questionable plays tonight to contribute to the Dodger attack. The play by Zimmerman on what would have been a double play ball. The out at the plate, only Ramos juggled it, so the out was suddenly erased. Throw down almost went into right field. Nice save by Morse. James Loney single to center and a scoring fly ball to right. James hitting .265, 4 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Detweiler played for Team USA in the summer of 2006. Didn't take him very long. He was pitching for Washington one game the very first year he became a professional. Then he spent a year out in the minors, came back, appeared in 15 games last year and now this year. Zimmerman fielding to make the play. So Loney sacrifices, moves Rivera the tying run to second base, and Juan Uribe will be coming up. Final score, Giants hang on and beat Milwaukee 4-2. Brian Vogelsong, who came into this year with a career record of 10-22, is now 8-1. But he needed great relief, 4 innings of shutout relief by the Giant bullpen. And as usual, Brian Wilson saved it, picking up his 30th save. That's a strike to Uribe. 0-1. Uribe struck out and singled to center. And popped up. And it'll be Michael Morse. So Uribe pops it up. 2 down. Rivera still at second base. Deanna Navarro coming up. And then Ted Lilly's spot, but Jamie Carroll is out on deck. So they were talking to Ted Lilly about hitting for him. Rick Honeycutt still talking to him. For Ted, of course, he went 5. So he went the required distance where he could win should the Dodgers do something in this inning, or they get him off the hook if they just get 1 and tie up the game. Ball 1 to Deanna Navarro. Check swing is going to cost a strike. 1-1. Navarro 0 for 2 in the past against Ross Detweiler. Jamie Carroll on deck has never faced him. 1-1. Almost got him. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. So the boy out of Missouri State, Ross Detweiler, in relief of Tom Grossolani. Nationals 6, Dodgers 5, only in the 5th inning. Ball 3. Jamie Carroll on deck is 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter. He's hitting .259 against left-hand pitching. Trying to pick up Rivera and catch the Nationals. 3-1. Right. Navarro singled to right and was walked intentionally. Navarro hitting .206. And ball 4. So Navarro draws a walk. Jamie Carroll will now be announced, batting for Ted Lilly.
Your attention, please. For the Dodgers, pinch hitting for Lilly, number 14, Jamie Carroll.
This is a big at-bat for Ted Lilly. It could either A, get him off the hook, or should the Dodgers score 2, he could be in line for a win. Jamie has been struggling. He's had 1 hit in his last 21 at-bats, and that's ball 1. That's over a 9-game period. One of the problems for a player like Carroll is he doesn't play every day. It's tough enough to play the game every day. On the corner, off speed, 1-1. Rivera at second, Navarro at first. Should have been a 1-2-3 inning, but the throwing error by Desmond gave the Dodgers an opening shot. Bouncer to the right side. So the Dodgers leave 2 on a walk and an error. Lilly has to go out losing, and at the end of 5, 6-5 Nationals. It was a great day, not just for all of us who love the game of baseball, but for America in general, because it was the culmination of a magnificent effort. On this day in 1962, Jackie Robinson entered the Hall of Fame. His wife Rachel was with him, along with her mother, and along with the man who signed him, the man who believed him, that would be Branch Rickey of the Brooklyn Dodgers. A memorable day indeed, not only for baseball, but for America. Jackie Robinson in the Hall of Fame. Let's go back to this one. Blake Hawksworth comes out of the Dodger bullpen. The Hawk picking up for Lilly. 6-5 in favor of the Nationals. And the batter will be the shortstop Desmond. And then we'll see Detweiler comes out on deck. So it will be Desmond, Detweiler, and Hairston against Hawksworth. Hawksworth did not appear in last night's game. Jamie Carroll stays in the game after batting for Lilly. Jamie's at second base. Aaron Miles, who started the game at second base, is now at third. 0-1 the count to Desmond. Ian batting .229, 3 home runs, 26 runs batted in. No balls, 1 strike. Off the plate, 1-1. Hawksworth with a record of 2-2. Good ERA, 2.8. 9 walks. 24 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's in there, 1-2. Ian Desmond, a little shaky at shortstop. He's committed 3 errors. Last night, however, walks 3 times, single, scored a run. Tonight, 1 for 2. That 1 for 2 was a rather exciting play. See you later. So Desmond strikes out a second time and slowly going away. Remember the trivia question? We were talking about the 2 ex-Dodgers, the only players ever to play over 1,500 games for the combined Montreal Expos and the Washington Nationals. Tim Wallach, 1,767, and Gary Carter, 1,503. Here's Detweiler taking a strike. Six runs, 8 hits for the Nationals. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Nationals led with 3 in the first inning. 3-1, 3-2, 6-2, 6-5 at the end of 3 innings. And now here we are in the 6th, 1 out. Oh, and 2. 1-2. Blake Hawksworth done a good job for the Dodgers. Foul back. Hawksworth 6'3", 195. He was acquired from the Cardinals. Remember when the Dodgers had Ryan Theriot? What made the news, it was the first Dodger trade with St. Louis since August of 1988, when Pedro Guerrero was traded for John Tudor. A little flare to right field. It'll drop for the base hit. So the pitcher, Ross Detweiler, comes up with a base hit. For Detweiler, he was 0 for 2. That might have been his first major league hit. We'll have to look it up. As a pitcher, yeah. Oh, he holds up his finger. That's number 1. Well, we saw John Lannon get number 1. It happened to be a home run last night. In fact, that home run by John Lannon is worth talking about. In the last 50 years, and there's John taking in the game. In the last 50 years, only 5 major leaguers, all pitchers, hit their first major league home run while carrying a career batting average below 100. And the people, well, Aaron Harang, Jason Schmidt, Terry Mulholland, John Lannon, and Sandy Koufax. Sandy Koufax was hitting .090 when he hit his first home run. He hit it in 1962, and it was a huge home run. First of all, he hit it against another Hall of Fame left-hander, Warren Spahn, and it was the difference in a Dodger 2-1 victory at Milwaukee. Ball 1. Hopefully John Lannon will know someday that he is in very distinguished company, and he shares something with Sandy Koufax. 1 out, Detweiler at first. 1-2 the count to Jerry Hairston, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. And a slow bouncer to Miles, down to Carroll, and they get the force play. So 2 out, and that'll bring up Danny Espinosa.
Batting next, second baseman, Danny Espinosa.
Espinosa singled to center in the first inning, came home on a double by Michael Morse, struck out in the second, and struck out again in the fourth. Danny with 17 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Espinosa's switch hitter, checking in left-handed. And a little roller to Carroll. He'll go the long way, and that's that. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. And at the end of 5.5 innings, it remains Nationals 6, Dodgers 5. expected, so much so it's worth the freeze camp. Ted Lilly getting the fastball up where he could extend his arm. He got his right hip out of the way. Barely hit a drive, eluding the diving Danny Espinosa. It was good for 2 RBIs, and considering the fact that he also had a sacrifice that led to a run scoring on Loney, it's been a big night for Ted Lilly in one respect. He has 3 RBIs. But for a pitcher, that does not make it a good night because he went 5, gave up 6 runs. Dodgers couldn't get him off the hook. So now it will be Furcal, Miles, and Ethier. By the way, remember when Detweiler got the base hit and we took kind of a profile shot of him and it looked like he was holding up one finger on that angle, but he was not. Foul ball. Detweiler was holding up 2 fingers because that base hit that he got was his second big league hit. Took a while to find that out. 0-1. Down in the pen, right-hander Henry Rodriguez begins to warm up. 1-1. And a little dunker, and Ankiel's at the other end of it. Furcal didn't hit it very hard. Little fly ball to center, and the batter will be Aaron Miles.
Third baseman, number 6, Aaron Miles.
Miles started the game at second, finishing up at third. Reached on a fielder's choice. That's when he hit a hard hopper to Zimmerman. It was double play all over it, but Ryan double clutched. And by the time he threw to second, everyone was safe. Since then, Miles struck out twice. And a ground ball to Desmond. So quickly, 2 down here. A reminder, Tuesday is Fernando Mania bobblehead night. Dodgers and Rockies, 7:10. Fans will receive a rookie El Toro, compliments of Kaiser Permanente. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. So Miles taps out. 2 down here in the 6th inning. 6-5 Nationals. Ethier, single to left, struck out twice. Goes after a fastball, fouls it off. That fastball at 93. 0-1. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Nationals, 5 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Tomorrow at 1:10, Jason Marquis and Chad Billingsley. That's on the hands. 0-2. Tomorrow afternoon on Prime Ticket. 0-2. Showing the fastball over his head. Ross Detweiler picking up for Tom Gorsolani. 1-2. Curveball off his glove, deflected behind the mound, base hit. Detweiler tall enough to make that play. I think he was fooled. I think he started his jump a little early, and Ethier happy to get a little bit of a curveball, and it'll go as a base hit. So that's a good day for the Dodgers. Ethier gets himself a squib single, and it allows Matt Kemp to come up. And in fact, Kemp is not going to come up against Detweiler. With Henry Rodriguez down in the bullpen, Davey Johnson is making a move. Detweiler just missed at 6'5". He just missed making that play. And we'll be right back. Right now, Aaron Miles struggling. He's on the outside looking in. Everybody else has one hit. Ethier has 2 hits, singled against Gorsolani in the first inning, and then on that slow curveball, when it appeared as if Detweiler jumped a little early, and it went off the fingertips of his glove. So Andre 2 for 4, and everybody else 1 hit. Right now, Henry Rodriguez coming out of the Washington bullpen. That name ring a bell if you were following the Dodgers from 1992 through 1995. The Dodgers had an outfielder named Henry Rodriguez who left Dodgers and went to Montreal. And they loved him in Montreal. In fact, up there, they got to the battle cry, "Oh, Henry," and they would throw "Oh, Henry" candy bars down on the field whenever that Henry Rodriguez hit a home run. Well, this one is from Zulia in Venezuela. He was signed by the A's, and this is his first year with the Nationals, facing Matt Kemp. So the other Rodriguez. The other Henry Rodriguez, by the way, one time in Vero Beach in spring training, hit 4 home runs in a game, which of course meant nothing. Josh Willingham went to the A's, and that brought Henry Rodriguez to the Nationals. 1-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Henry Rodriguez just threw a fastball. I was clocked at 100. Beat me to the punch. I was going to tell you he's been clocked as high as 101. He is an even 6, 195 pounds. 1-2. Took a lot off that pitch. Fastball, slider, changeup. That was the slider. Rodriguez began this year on the DL. He had neck pain. Now he's trying to be a pain in the neck to the hitters. 1-2. 2-2. For Rodriguez, in checking his numbers, he is 3-2, good ERA of 2.8, 22 walks, 37 strikeouts. Two and two. And that's going to be hit into center for a base hit. Ethier will stop at second. So the Dodgers now left 2 on in the 5th inning on an error and a walk. And they leave 2 right now on that high bouncer to the mound that wound up being a base hit. And then Kemp going after a pitch way out of the strike zone and able to lift it into center field for a hit. So Matt Kemp 2 for 3 with a sacrifice fly, and that brings up Juan Rivera. Grounded into a double play, single to center, and reached on the bad throw by Ian Desmond. Oh, and 1 the count. So Ross Detweiler came in, made 42 pitches, working his way for 2 2/3 innings. Now Henry Rodriguez trying to take care of Juan Rivera. Rodriguez was signed by the A's when he was 16 years old. And he hits 100 again. 1-1. You know who signed him? Remember Julio Franco? Well, he was the scout that signed him. One ball and 1 strike. And ball 2. Well, no matter how hard you throw, it doesn't make any difference. Ball's got to move, got to throw strikes. 2-1 to Juan Rivera. Juan batting .269. Ethier the tying run at second, Kemp at first. And he's hard but wild. That was 99. 3-1. On deck, James Loney. Three and one to Rivera. And ball 4. So yes, he's throwing hard, but he's digging a hole here. Dodgers have loaded the bases. Steve McCaddy out there to try and counsel him. The batter will be James Loney. Henry Rodriguez worked his way back and forth from the A's to Sacramento. Bases loaded, 2 out. Dodgers have trailed all night. 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 6-2, 6-5. And now with 2 out, they have a chance to tie or even take the lead. For James Loney, he has 2 grand slams in his career, both of them in Colorado. The last one in June against Ubaldo Jimenez. Coming out on deck now, Tony Gwynn would bat for Blake Hawksworth. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Kenley Jansen, who was very impressive last night, is warming up. So here's Loney with the bases loaded and 2 out. 6-5 National. Check for a strike. You have Ethier at third, Kemp at second, Rivera at first. 0-1 to Loney. Single to center, had a sacrifice fly, and bunted for a sacrifice. James hitting .265. Ground ball to the right side, Espinosa, and that's that. So Loney rolls out. Dodgers lead 3, and at the end of 6, National 6, Dodgers 5. Washington, we go to the 7th inning. Ryan Zimmerman, Michael Morse, and Jason Worth against Blake Hawksworth. The Hawk is due to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning, so this figures to be his last inning. Zimmerman, meanwhile, single to left and scored, single to right, stole a base and scored, and last time up, grounded to short. Ryan hitting .253. Slicing that fastball over the head of Ethier, and he makes a fine play. So Zimmerman hits it hard, and Ethier catches up to it. Andre reaches and snares it. One away. Nice play by the Dodger right fielder, and that'll bring up Michael Morse, the first baseman. Morse double to right to drive in a run, fly to center, single to left. He scored a run in the first inning when Jason Worth followed his double with a double of his own. Ball one. Morse with 17 home runs, 54 runs batted in. 1-1. Morse having to pull himself together. He swung so hard. And going foul. Upstairs. Foul almost immediately. 1-2 to Michael Morse. Beautiful evening. 71 degrees at the start of the game. And of course, with the weather we're having, and then you have the newscasts coming on telling you about what's going on back east. Wow. Two and two. Fastball at 95. Hawksworth from Canada. North Vancouver. Now makes his home in the state of Washington. Bad ball. Morse goes after it. So 2 down in the 7th inning, and the batter will be Jason Worth. Say, by the way, you're hitting the road. Take the Dodgers with you. Subscribe to MLB.TV today. See every Dodger game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Dodgers.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. The Nationals trying to get to the 500 mark. They are 49-50. What's slowing them down? Their inability to win on the road. They are 11 games under 500 on the road, 10 games above at home. Jason Worth has to be one of the big puzzles in Washington. He had some big years with Philadelphia. In 2009, 36 home runs, 99 runs batted in. Off speed, but missed 1-1. Last year with the Phils, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs. He had 273, 268, 296. And now comes to Washington, and he's hitting 220. 1-1. Now back. Jason played for the Dodgers in 04 and 05. I remember he hurt his shoulder crashing into the wall in Colorado, and then hit by a pitch in spring training that broke his hand. A lot of athletes in the family. His grandfather, Dick Schofield, better known as Ducky. His uncle, Dick Schofield. Stepfather was a catcher with the Yankees and the A's. His sister went to Nebraska on a volleyball scholarship. So it is an athletic family indeed. Fouled away. One ball and 2 strikes to Jason Worth. Born in Illinois in Springfield, still lives in Chatham. And down he goes. So Worth strikes out a second time. He goes 1 for 3 tonight. Nice inning for Hawksworth, striking out 2. And we're heading to the bottom of the 7th, 6-5 National. Started out in a slugfest. Have not been a run since the 3rd inning, and now we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with Washington trying to hang on to a 6-5 lead. Tony Gwynn will now come up and bat for Hawksworth, who turned in a fine performance, made 25 pitches, picking up for Ted Lilly. Henry Rodriguez, who struggled a little bit, made 12 pitches in the 6th inning. Hard-throwing right-hander ready to go to work as Gwynn checks in. Tony hitting .258, 13 runs batted in, was 0 for 3 with a walk last night. Gwynn started off very slowly back in April, but he's established himself now, doing very well. They look bunt. 0-1 on a full swing. No balls in 1 strike. That must be something to sit in the dugout, and then in the 7th inning they tell you to get a bat and go up and hit against the guy throwing up to 100. Foul ball off to the left out of play. 0-2. There you go. Congratulations. Tony, of course, a threat to run if he gets aboard. He has stolen 13 out of 16. Mike McDougall warming up now in the Dodger bullpen. 0-2. One and two. Overthrowing. Henry came in, gave up a base hit to Kemp. Matt hitting a ball that was almost in the dirt for a single to center. Now he's in the dirt, 2-2. Then he walked Rivera, but he got Loney to get out of the jam. Now Henry goes 2-2 to Tony Gwynn. Fastball hit the left, playing shallow, diving and making the catch is Jerry Hairston. Boy, he had him played perfectly, and even then he had to dive, and you can see Jason Worth holding up that finger. Way to go, one away. Tony Gwynn robbed of the base hit as Hairston makes the catch, and of course he's almost robbing him of an extra base hit, because if Gwynn gets aboard, there's a good chance of stealing. So a fine play by Jerry Hairston. One away, and the batter is Deanna Navarro. Switch hitter, turning around to hit left-handed. Batting right-handed, he singled to right and walked twice. Navarro batting .206. Hitting .209 left-handed. 2-0 the count. Gorzelani, Detweiler, and now Rodriguez are in the bottom of the seventh. 6-5 Nationals. Throwing hard, but he's laboring. He hit 99 on the gun, but he also hit the backstop wall. After Navarro comes Jamie Carroll. 3-0. And he walked him. So Rodriguez has walked two and given up a hit. Eugenio Velez will now run for Navarro. So Velez, who runs very well, will run for the catcher, representing the tying run. So Navarro comes out. Jamie Carroll, the batter. In looking at Rodriguez, came in with a record of 3-2. He has walked, bringing him up to date. He has now walked 24, and he has 37 strikeouts, so he pitches out of the stretch a lot. And a strike. Jamie Carroll got in the game, batting for Ted Lilly in the fifth inning, and he grounded out. Jamie hitting .283. Struggling lately. He's had one hit now in his last 22 at bats. 0-1. Ramos ready to throw on every pitch. Velez at first base, one out. 6-5 Nationals, and we're in the bottom of the seventh. Velez hasn't played. He's only had 7 at-bats in 4 games, so he's not been involved in a stolen base, but he can run. 1-1. They know it, and they'll keep an eye on him. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Nationals, 5 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. Velez in the low minors stole as many as 64 bases. He stole 15 a couple of years ago for the Giants. 1-1. And fouled away. 1-2. And a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2 the count. So the veteran Jamie Carroll slowing down the game. 1-2 the count. Velez held on by Michael Morse. On deck, Rafael Furcal. There he goes. Pitch outside, dropped by Ramos. So Washington has not been too sharp defensively. Not when you see what has been happening with them. He had Zimmerman miss a double play because he re-gripped. He had Desmond make an error. You had Ramos tag Loney, block the plate, only juggle and drop the ball. And now Ramos has that pitch fly out of his glove trying to get Velez. So they've come up short, even though in the error column it says they only have committed one. And that's in the dirt. 3-2 the count. One out in the seventh inning. Sean Burnett, a left-hander, begins to warm up in the Washington bullpen. 3-2. Fastball, a comebacker, going to third is Velez. The out at first. So Carroll hits back to the box and still Velez gets to third. So the tying run 90 feet away. And of course, when you see Henry Rodriguez throwing 99 and 100, but see him throwing the dirt as well, you have to think about a possible wild pitch. Hold your breath. Join Davey Johnson. He has 8 wild pitches. And here's Rafael Furcal. Furcal single to right, hit by a pitch, grounded out and flied out. 1-for-3. Hitting 169. Batting left-handed, he's hitting 171. One ball and no strikes. Rodriguez and Ramos will certainly keep Davey Johnson on his toes. Of course, Davey's been around long enough. He has seen it all. He is really happy with this young national team and thrilled over the prospects of next year. 1-0 in the dirt. Boy, he is a scare. Henry Rodriguez. He just hit 97, but not in the strike zone. 2-0 to Furcal with Aaron Miles on deck. Oh, yeah, he will age Davey and Steve McCaddy. I mean, he could throw hard, yeah, but where? (3-0) to Rafael. Wow, you knew that was coming. You knew it. 9 wild pitches, and the game is tied. They are not throwing candy bars to this old Henry. And we have a 6-6 tie. So it took a while, but we have a 6-6 tie as Henry has his 9th wild pitch. And the Dodgers, after trailing all night, finally catch up, and it's 6-6. Rafael Furcal now at first, and the batter Aaron Miles. Miles turning around 0 for 4 and hitting left-handed, but wait a minute. Davies decided, I think he's had enough thrills with Henry Rodriguez. Six runs, 9 hits for the Nationals, 6 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. Rodriguez will leave. The left-hander Sean Burnett has been down there in the bullpen, and he's going to be called in, and we'll be back. Game when you want to talk about Ted Lilly, the hitter, but that's exactly what we want to show you. He sacrifices. The throw goes to first. Loney is out at the plate, only it's juggled by Ramos, and the Dodgers get a run. And then Lilly comes up in the third inning, bangs one by a diving Espinosa, and drives in 2 more. Then, of course, it's almost a funny wild pitch, except for the people wearing Washington uniforms. And the Dodgers have tied it up. I think most of us thought of Bob Uecker on that movie just a little bit outside. As Henry ties up the game, he made 31 pitches, a lot of them 95 and 100, but there were 19 balls and only 12 strikes. So it's 6-6 for Call at first. Interesting, by bringing in the left-hander, they make Miles bat right-handed. And as we mentioned, he's done very well hitting right-handed. He's hitting .288 left, but he was hitting over .400 right-handed. For Call at first. And a slow ground ball to Desmond, the quick feed. And that'll be that. However, Dodgers get a fortunate run. Eugenio Velez brings it in. Henry Rodriguez calls it a night. And at the end of 7, a 6-6 tie.
Time to vote with your applause for the tune that you want to hear on the Dodger Jukebox.
course, in the very first inning, and that's exactly what we have. A 6-6 tie as we go to the 8th inning. It's been Lilly, Hawksworth, and now McDougall. It's been Gorsolani, Detweiler, Rodriguez, and Burnett for Washington. Davey Johnson wants to know how the Dodgers are hitting, and we're not sure ourselves. Rod Barajas comes into the game with McDougall, and it's a question of just how they are hitting in the lineup, and we'll wait until they announce it for sure. We get the word Barajas will hit in Uribe's spot. That would be number 7. And McDougall would bat in Navarro's spot, number 8. So here we go in the 8th inning. Dodgers have scored 6 runs tonight, but really, to be honest, it's not as if they've hit the ball that much and driven in a lot of runs. Washington, to say the least, has played fast and loose with the ball. In the 8th inning, it'll be Wilson Ramos, followed by Rick Ankiel, and then Ian Desmond. A shot off the leg of McDougall into foul ground to Loney, who's going to cut him off at the pass. Tough way to get an out, but they'll take it. 1-3. So Ramos looking for his first hit in the 2 games and loses one on a ball off McDougall's leg, and then the good play and the recovery by Loney. 1 away. McDougall now facing Rick Ankiel, who struck out, double to right to drive in 2 runs, scored a run himself, and then last time up fouled out. McDougall last night was charged for a couple of runs. And ball 1. The paid attendance tonight, 34,590. 34,590. In there. Took a little off, dropped it in. McDougall, out of Las Vegas, where he was born, lives in Marco Island in Florida. Went to school at Wake Forest. Originally selected number 1 by the Royals. Ankiel fouls it away. 1-1 the count. McDougall basically nasty slider, kind of a sinking fastball, curveball. 1-2. Shattered bat and a foul ball. So that thing just jumped in and sawed the bat off. 1-2 to Rick Ankiel. Pretty sure it was the slider that broke the bat. He doesn't throw a cutter. So Ankiel hitting .236, 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. The last hit for Washington was the base hit by Ross Detweiler in the 6th inning. One and 2 to Rick Ankiel. And down he goes. So Ankiel strikes out a second time. Strikeout for McDougall, number 1, after Hawksworth struck out a couple. And the batter will be the shortstop, Ian Desmond, who has struck out twice and had an infield single. His infield single was a pretty exciting play in the 3rd inning. With 2 out, Ankiel had doubled. He was on his way to steal 3rd. Desmond hit a little roll at a short, beat it out, and Ankiel kept on coming and beat Loney's throw to the plate. Matt Stairs, who came out on deck last night but did not get in the game, is out on deck again tonight. 2 balls and no strikes to Ian Desmond. Last night he had a single and 3 walks. Tonight he has a single and 2 strikeouts. 2-0. And a ground ball. Nice pick by Furcal. And nice play. So Raphael runs it down. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Nationals 6 and the Dodgers 6. Locked in at 6, bottom of the 8th inning, and Davy Johnson brings his 5th pitcher of the game in. He would be Ryan Matthews. He also brings in Roger Bernardina to play center field. So with Bernardina in center and having had Ankiel make out, that would be the good spot to put the pitcher. So Matthews will go into Ankiel's spot. Bernardino would then bat 9th and lead off in the 9th inning. Ryan Matthews spells it with a U, but it's still pronounced Matthews. He's from Elk Grove, California, went to school at Sacramento Community College, originally selected by the Rockies, and never made it. Finally made it this year briefly with the Nationals, so he was in the minors for a good 6 years. And ball 1 to Andre Ethier. Ethier single to left, struck out twice, and then hit a high bouncer, and it appeared as if Detweiler jumped just a hair early and the ball went off his fingertip. High fly ball to Bernardina, so he gets his feet wet. 1 away quickly, and the batter will be Matt Kemp. Ryan Matthews basically fastball, both 4-seamer and a 2-seamer. Slider, he had a forkball, but he finally gave that up. Here's Matt Kemp. Had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, doubled in the third, foul to right and single to center. Takes a strike. So Matt 2 for 3. 1 out in the 8th. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Javi Guerra begins to warm up. 0-1. Fastball strike, 0-2. For Ryan Matthews, he had tendonitis in his shoulder a couple of years ago. And then in '09, he had to have reconstructive elbow surgery. 1-2 the count. That came up there at 96. He's 6'3", 215-pounder, 27. He'll be 28 in November. 1-2. Time. And ground ball to Desmond. They'll quickly 2 out here in the 8th inning. And the batter will be Juan Rivera. Grounded hard into a double play, flared a single to center, reached down an error, and walked. Rivera 1 for 3 with 2 out. When we go to the 9th inning, it'll be Roger Bernardina, then Hairston and Espinosa. Fastball slicing to shallow right. A long way to Thomas Worth. He was playing pretty deep and way over towards right center. The last place he expected the ball to go is a pop fly to right field. Jason Worth, we talked before about his family, his grandfather and his uncle, and both his grandfather, Dick Schofield, played here 1966 and 67, and his uncle, Dick Schofield Jr., played here in 1995. And then, of course, Jason was here as well. 2 out, a flare single by Rivera. And here's Loney. Single to center, had a sacrifice fly. Sacrifice with a bunt, grounded out, so he's 1 for 2. Two out in the 8th, 6-6 tie. Rivera has had a broken leg. He had it broken in winter ball in Venezuela. So you don't expect any running from Juan. Dodgers have used almost everybody except Trent Olson and pitchers. So it's not like they could just put a runner in for him. 3-0 the count to Loney. On deck, Rod Barajas, who just got in the game. 3-0 the count to Loney. And they let him swing, and a slicing fly ball down the line, foul. So Loney, for the second time tonight, allowed to swing 3-0. 3-1 the count. Don Mattingly trying to give Loney every opportunity to bust loose. So Rivera back at first, 2 out, 3-1 the count at James. And a chopper to Morse. So Michael takes it to the bag, and that's it. No runs, 1 hit, a man left, and we're heading to the 9th inning in a 6-6 tie. We went to the ninth inning with Washington leading 3-2, and that's when Jerry Hairston came up with the bases loaded, got a fastball about belt high, and deposited it for a grand slam home run, the third of his career. Well, he will be batting second in the ninth inning tonight because Roger Bernardina will lead it off, recently inserted into center field, and he'll be facing Javi Guerra. If you happen to be keeping score of this game, Guerra will go in Rivera's spot. Olsen will go in the spot originally occupied by Deona Navarro. Meanwhile, Bernardina, a fleet-footed outfielder, and he has stolen 16 out of 18. So if you let him get aboard, it's almost like an extra base hit. Roger Bernardina, among other things, will keep the infield on its toes. He has 19 infield hits. He did not get one last night. He went 0 for 3. He has 7 bunt singles. He's a very good hitter at home, but like so many people with Washington, they're so good at home and they struggle so much on the road. So Javi Guerra will be coming in trying to close up shop here in the ninth and hope his club can come up with something in the bottom of the ninth and send everybody home. 34,590 have taken in the ball game. Javi is 6 for 6 in save opportunities, and he'll be facing Roger Bernardina, who's from Curaçao in the Netherlands Antilles. Bernardina did not face Jansen, who is also from that part of the world. So Roger, a speed merchant, checking in. Dodgers have to look for the bunt, and he let the bat slither through his fingers. 1 ball and no strikes. Bernardina 6'2", a 200-pounder, 27 years old. 1-0. It's his favorite count. And he lifts a fly ball to left center. And it'll be Trent Olsen just coming into the game in left field. So Bernardina, a fly ball to left, 1 away. Lance Nix, who played last night and went 0 for 2 with a walk, left-hand hitter, will be coming up for Hairston. So Lance Nix checking in. Lance batting for Hairston. 268, 12 home runs, 35 runs batted in. One away. Strike. Nix is the fellow who does everything right-handed except play baseball. He's out of Texas. He's hitting .293 against right-hand pitching. He was a quarterback in high school, and he's built like a football player. In a hole 0-2. Nix, an even 6, 200-pounder. Grew up in West Texas. That's a football hotbed. Originally signed by the Rangers. 0-2. Ball 1. Lance says that he does everything else right-handed. He eats right-handed, writes right-handed, shoots a gun, plays golf, plays tennis, all right-handed. But plays this game left-handed. He even throws left-handed. Still 1-2. Lance came up to the Rangers 8 years ago, up and down in their system, then went briefly to the Brewers, up and down in their system. Then he spent 2 solid years with Cincinnati, and this year with the Nationals. Lance Nix, 1-2. Little curve ball hit down to Furcal. The Knicks grounding out. 2 down, top of the ninth. Danny Espinosa coming up. When the Dodgers bat in the bottom of the ninth inning, they'll have Rod Barajas, Trent Olson, and Jamie Carroll. And if anybody gets on, Rafael Furcal. So here's Espinosa, the local boy, Santa Ana, Mater Dei. Single to center, struck out twice, grounded out. 1 for 4. Javi Guerra, you'd never know it. He had Tommy John surgery about 6 years ago. 1 ball and no strikes. Espinosa has a lot of power. 17 home runs. 55 runs batted in. Ball 2. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Nationals. Dodgers got the tying run on a walk, a stolen base, an infield out, and a wild pitch. That's a strike. They scored another run when Loney would have been out at the plate. Only Ramos, the catcher, juggled the tag and did not have control. 2-1 the count to Danny Espinosa. Big at bat for Espinosa as Ryan Zimmerman on deck hitting back of him. So Guerra trying to take care of Espinosa and get out of the inning. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Ball 3. Javi hitting 95 on the gun. Javi Guerra from Denton, Texas. Breaking ball fouled off. Guerra basically fastball and a slider, curveball and a change. Three and 2. Foul back. Guerra's really just starting out. He's 25. He made the jump from Double-A. He was at Chattanooga. He'll be 26 the last day in October. Three and 2 to Danny Espinosa. And a curveball got him. Big overhand curve for Espinosa. He strikes out a 3rd time. And we're heading for the bottom of the ninth with Barajas, Olson, and Carroll 6-6 tie. Bottom of the ninth inning in a 6-6 tie. Dodgers very fortunate that they are hitting in the bottom of the ninth and that they have tied the score 6-6. Now they try to win it. Rod Barajas, Trent Olchen, and Jamie Carroll against Ryan Matthews. Ball one to Barajas, hitting .206. Rod has 8 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Jason Marquis and Chad Billingsley tomorrow. Ground ball up the middle by the diving Desmond. So Barajas gets a base hit. Now remember, they've already used everybody else. So if they took him out, they wouldn't have a catcher.
Left fielder number 49, Trent Olchen.
So Trent Olchen coming up with Barajas carrying the mail at first base. Hit number 1 off Matthews. Dodgers 6 runs, 12 hits. Nationals 6 runs, 9 hits. Trent hitting .257. Left-hander runs very well. Jamie Carroll on deck. Nationals look bunt. He shows bunt. Ball 1. Olchen has 3 sacrifices this year. Checking with Tim Wallach. Nationals led 3-1, 3-2, 6-2, 6-5, and now 6-6. Barajas at first. The bunt out in front of the plate. The throw in the dirt, and a nice play by Desmond. So Ian Desmond had a short hop the throw with Barajas barreling in. A low throw by Ramos made it a very tough play for the shortstop right there, but he was able to make the play. So Olchen bunts into the force. 2-6. 1 out. Jamie Carroll coming up. So Desmond, who has made 3 errors in the 2 games, makes a good play there. Jamie Carroll came in as a pinch hitter for Lilly in the 5th inning, grounded out, stayed in the game, fouls it away. Last time up, hit back to the box. So Jamie is 0 for 2, hitting .282 and fighting a slump. Jamie has 1 hit in his last 23 at-bats, facing Ryan Matthews. One and 1. Matthews had been a starting pitcher throughout his early days. Finally moved to the bullpen in spring training of 08. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jamie Carroll. Little breaking ball for a strike. 1 and 2. Got the slider over. "27-year-old Ryan Matthews. He is the 5th pitcher used. Gorsolani, Detweiler, Rodriguez, Burnett, and Matthews. Keeping an eye on Olchen. Ground ball wide at third. Into left field. Olchen to second and holding. So that ball had eyes. It just did make its way through. So now with Olchen at second, the winning run, and the batter will be Percal. 2 hits in the inning. Rafael Percal single to right, hit by a pitch, grounded out, fly to center and walk. Rafael is 1 for 3. That's a while ago, huh? 11 years ago when he doubled in the winning run. Fastball low, ball one. 6 runs, 13 hits for the Dodgers. 6 runs, 9 hits for the Nationals. And remember tomorrow, Jason Marquis and Chad Billingsley on Prime Ticket. Hope you'll be out here with us. 1-0. And ball 2. So Henry Rodriguez suddenly suffered a lack of control, and now Ryan Matthews is fighting it. Matthews 2-1 with a wonderful ERA of 1.5. However, he has walked 6, struck out 8. He had to be fighting it. 2-0. And a fly ball into left center field. Nix on the dead run and can't make the play. Here comes Olsen, and the Dodgers score as Washington doesn't do very many things right. For Lance Nix, who just came into the game, unable to handle that long fly ball by Furcal. And the Dodgers really steal one tonight. Although the 14 hits look good, realistically, the inability of the Nationals to make a play really helped them considerably to win the game. So for Rafael Furcal, a walk-off, and he's being mobbed for the first time since 2000. 7 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. Avi Guerra gets the win. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Nationals, and Matthews gets the loss. And game 3 tomorrow, it'll be Jason Marquis and Chad Billingsley as the Dodgers somehow try to get the engine started. Hope you'll join us either in person or on Prime Ticket. Till then, wish you all a very pleasant good evening.
So we're down here celebrating this